Sorry, my memory was full and it shut off. I'm going to clean this cylinder, and I'm going to clean this piston, and I'm going to put new rings on it. Now when I put my new rings on, there's a pin. There's a pin there, and there's a pin there. And then there's also a mark on the top of the ring itself. And the top of the ring, I don't think you can see it, but on the top of the ring there's a little mark, and the little mark says T. That means it faces upwards. And both the rings are the same, so you can switch them, it doesn't matter. The ring is the ring. It's the same on the top as it is the bottom. They're both compression rings. As this is a two-stroke, it doesn't have oil control rings, so it just has two compression rings. It's imperative that you get the ring with the T facing the top, and you get the ring spaced with the pins, but there's a pin in each land. In the spacing of the ring goes in between it, and then the arrow, of course, is going to point towards the magneto side, not the clutch side. And you can put them in there, and you can take them all the way down to the bottom and turn them upside down. And you can turn it upside down. You take them all the way to the bottom and have your pin out, and you can have them arranged in such a way that you can start with the magneto side, and you can set the magneto side down. Of course, you're going to put the gasket on first, the base gasket. Then you can set the magneto side down on the rod and push the pin through into the rod, and then put the one clip in. And then you have one cylinder on, because you've left one clip on the other side of the piston. Does that make sense to you? So if I'm putting the magneto side down, I will have the clip on this side of the piston already in. So when I push the piston pin in, I don't have to fidget with another clip. Once you get the pin in, you can put the clip in. Now when you put the clip in, make sure you've got a rag or something jammed up underneath there, a piece of paper towel or something, because the clip is going to pop out. You're not going to get it in there the first time. You're going to have to fidget around with it in order to get it in there. Also, be mindful about not scratching the side of the piston while you put the clip in. You can't do that. If the clip pops out, it'll fall on the rag, and you could pick it up with needle nose. If you don't have a rag underneath here, it will slip down into the crankcase, and you'll have to turn it upside down. Maybe you'll get it out. Maybe you won't. But it can't be left in the crankcase. So, I'm going to arrange these, and I'm going to show you what I have when I get them all done. Also, I'm going to put new gaskets on each one. The gasket fits in this way. There's a flat side on the gasket and a little rounded side on the gasket. It's going to have to fit on there. Make sure you put your washers, your lock washers on. I'm just using the original bolts. I have one of these dandy little electric impacts, and you're saying, "Oh my God, he's putting on with an impact." Well, no, I'm just putting a little little squeeze on it for right now. I am going to torque that. Once I get the cylinder bolted to the block, I will be able to torque it. I'm just putting them on there right now. Now, torque. Every bolt on this engine has a value, and I found the values online, and you can find them online. And I'm going to use a good torque wrench. And there's another little thing that you can do to take the gremlins out of your engine, is all nuts and bolts are torqued. If I'm going to do head bolts and base bolts, I'm going to use a little anti-seize on them, and that will help to roll the nut over the threads and not cause too much problems. I probably could do the same to this, but that's going to get hot, really hot, and I don't really think it's necessary to do the exhaust. So let me get to where I'll show you how I have all the pistons arranged, and then we'll examine them, and I'll show you what I have. Also, I have taken a wire wheel on a drill, and I've cleaned out this groove right here with the wire wheel. And the groove is for the cylinder head. It's for the O-ring. And then there's usually some muck around the edge where the head was. It's not a head, it's a cover is what it is, of sorts. There's a cover that just goes on this like this. And underneath there is a O-ring around the cover, and it fits on there. Well, usually this is a water jacket cover, and it gets muck around it, and also around where the seal goes to the top of the cylinder head. If I got a cylinder head around here, yes I do. And it has a little O-ring here. We're going to replace these O-rings also, and it's a good time to clean up your cylinder heads like I've done with this one. It's all nice and clean, and there you go. A little bit of trivia for you. You've heard of Chrysler Hemi, and oh, I got a Hemi engine in my Chrysler. Well, I got news for you folks. I've had Hemi engines ever since I've used two-strokes. In fact, most European and Japanese automobiles have been Hemi engines ever since they started making them. Hemispherical combustion chambers, simply meaning half circle. Hemi is half circle, hemispherical. Anyways, okay, well, let's get this thing done, and I'll come back in just a moment.